Welcome back, Patriots, for a special edition of The Bald Brad Show, where in just 1 hour, we will be tuning into Donald Trump addressing Congress. A lot of rumors are out there, and we'll make sure we get to all of it and more before we actually jump into the address itself in an hour. So we got a lot of news to cover, a lot of time to hang out, folks, engage with the chat a little bit. Highlight some new people, highlight some subscribers, all that stuff. We got a lot of stuff to cover here. Stuff. If you can support us, though, by smashing that like button really quickly, that really does support the show. And it will allow our video to get pumped out to new viewers who haven't seen our content or our channel. And let me tell you, folks, when people get a little taste of the Bald Brad Show, they can't help but join. It's too fun. It's too different. But welcome, everybody. And welcome, I believe the name is Patty. From Wisconsin. Welcome to the Bald Brad Show. Glad to have you in the chat with the rest of the fellow Patriots. It's good to see all of you. And look at this. We're back together as a family again, doing an evening podcast, baby. Well, we got some news to cover before we jump into it. We got a lot of rumors that are swirling. Big rumor for tonight and this evening is Democrats are going to protest, I guess. How that's going to look, I don't know. Remember how they always wear like the white garb? You know, believe all women, that whole thing. Well, allegedly, they're doing some sort of protesting. We'll get into a little bit of that. Allegedly, flags are being passed around right now. We'll also get into a little bit of that. Folks, I'm telling you, this is going to be big fun to watch Donald Trump smack the shit out of the freaking Democrats. I'm curious to see what they're not going to be standing for. That's what I want to know. I mean, how do you not wave an American flag? What are the odds that the Republicans are waving the American flag and the Democrats wave the freaking Ukrainian flag? What are the odds that we're going to see that? I'm expecting something crazy. There's also rumors going around that they're going to somehow disrupt Donald Trump's speech. I mean, the stuff that's coming out for this evening, folks, and we're going to be together. We're going to get to watch all of this. It's going to be bonkers. Shout out to Karen for making us a bingo card. We will be instituting the bingo card tonight, folks. We have it geared up. Look at with the X's and everything. We're ready to go. It's been a long time in coming. We didn't think we'd have another bingo card for years. I never thought we would come back. If you're new to the bingo card, folks, we've never not filled one out. And what I mean by that is we've cleared the deck every single time we've done one of these. And let me tell you, this thing is set up. This is so set up perfect for us to do another clean sweep. I don't want to call it too early, but we got that geared up for you guys as well. We got a damn good show for you all tonight. I'm telling you, we bring the energy more than any other content creator out there, and it's all thanks to you fine people. 5 out of 10? What do you mean, Jeff? Jeff, what do you think? Are there riots yet? I don't know. Maybe, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Well, let's get into a little bit of news here, and then we'll kind of break apart everything that's going to be involved in the address itself. Now, one of the rumor mills that's taking place is that they will announce the negotiations, the deals, whatever you want to call it, surrounding the mineral stuff. So we called it this morning. Donald Trump turned his back. Remember that? Donald Trump turned his back and he said, I think I'm going to focus on illegal immigration. We need to focus on stopping the drugs, stopping the criminals, the violent gang members. He said that this morning. And I said on the show live, if you're new, we do a live podcast, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I said, that's him turning his back. And not only did he cut the funding to Ukraine, but now he's giving the optics going, you know what? I think I'm going to move on to something else. I got bigger fish to fry than Zelensky and Putin. I'm going to put my focus on here in the American people and what's going on domestically rather than abroad. You guys take care of yourselves. Peace out. And I said, that could be a strategy and a tactic to kind of, get the ball rolling on things moving forward here in terms of Zelensky. Well, lo and behold, Zelensky makes a phone call real quick. He had an bleep moment when he realized, I'm about to get my shit pushed in. I should probably call daddy. So what does he do? What did he do, Patriots? He bent the knee and he kissed daddy's ring. Trump said, don't get all over it, Zelensky. You're sick. Look at you and your lipstick. All over my ring. Don't even look at it, Zelensky. You don't get to touch. It's 14 karat. You could never afford. Well, anywho, so that's happening. You also have CNN panel just blowing up over Democrats' fantasy land where Donald Trump is not popular. Donald Trump is popular right now. People are loving the guy. Americans are loving what Donald Trump is doing. Democrats are all in a hissy fit because they could never have a president like this. They had Joey. They had Joey. It gets me every time. You know, it's only been a month, but it feels like it's been years that we've had greatness here with Donald Trump and without Joe Biden. Remember, the guy that fell up a flight of stairs numerous amounts of times, fell off a bicycle standing stationary, hit a golf ball backwards. I'm telling you, you will never see that in your lifetime. We showed the clip. Joey hit a golf ball backwards. It's supposed to go forwards. Let's see. This guy looked for dead people in the crowd. He was so far gone that he wasn't just looking at them, but he was conversing with dead people that have been gone. Ash, they're dust. For 40 plus years, he was talking to them. Joe Biden is so close to death that he's stepping foot into the spiritual realm and conversing with those that have already passed on. This guy was taking photos with people at events that were never there in the first place. And that will throw you for a loop when somebody says that to you. Yeah. Joey comes out and says, oh, I'm taking photos with all these people. Yeah, they weren't even in the same state at the time when he was saying he was taking photos with them. This guy was fighting with this teleprompter for 4 years straight. I am still waiting to take a selfie with that teleprompter. You know that thing better be in Joe Biden's library if he ever gets one. The guy can't read, but, you know, that's here nor there. But there's a lot of stuff. So shout out to Trump for turning things around for us really quick. He's one of the most popular presidents in American history. Remember how Joey was the most popular president in American history? Or so we were told. Okay. They said he was the most popular president ever. And then they gave him the boot. He couldn't make sense of it. No, the guy's great. No, he's going to change America. He's going to make America this or that. They kicked him out. Oh, fuck. It's like having Babe Ruth on your baseball team and you're bragging about it. Oh, the guy's great. Look what he's done. Oh, everybody loves him. Look at his numbers. Oh, well, you're getting the hell off the team. That's basically, or Wayne Gretzky. Doesn't matter who the greats are. So they're blowing up. They can't figure it out. They don't know what to do. And of course, we got the receipts, baby. Of course, we got the clip for you guys. We're going to get you jazzed before Donald Trump gets up there. You know what I mean? We're going to get you going. We're going to make sure that you're taken care of this evening, Patriots. Here we go.
Absolutely voted for this.
Okay, people do not want government waste, that's for sure. But they didn't vote for foresters to get fired.
Look,
they didn't vote for the parks to be closed.
Look, you guys,
veterans to be fired.
You guys keep trying to create this fantasy land where Donald Trump is not popular, where Republicans are mad.
Republicans are mad. They shut down the town halls.
Can you name a single Democrat in Congress who's more popular than Donald Trump right now?
Listen,
Answer, no.
Scott,
the reality is Donald Trump.
Answer, no. They're all getting triggered. Like, you know, they're like shaking inside, like, oh, how could this fucking guy do this to us? Republicans are so happy with this. They're not upset about it.
No,
the
American people are happy about what's going on right now because for the first time in a long time, a president said, Scott, I'm actually going to reduce the size of government.
That's right.
Republicans absolutely voted for this.
Okay, people.
You got to love how a bunch of progressives and Democrats are going to tell us what we're upset about, not upset about. We're all sitting here still on a high from the election. We're all sitting here having victory still. I mean, hell, I can have a party every weekend. I am more than happy with what Trump is doing. I can't complain. I mean, the only thing I can really complain about is maybe the tariffs. Other than that, no, I'm great. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. Let's ask the Patriots. Now, we got a lot of independents that watch the show, but we got a lot of registered Republicans and conservatives. How you guys feeling? Let us know. Throw it in the chat. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty damn good. Pretty static. Maybe some of you aren't feeling that great. But, hopefully you're feeling pretty good. I think Donald Trump's doing a pretty damn good job, I must say. I'm pretty satisfied. The Democrats are freaking out. You know what's really mind-blowing? You guys are going to love this. This is a real thing, and I wish I had the receipt in front of me. A week, I think it was like 6 days before Donald Trump was elected into office. So this would have been like January 14th, 15th. Democrats were bragging with how great the economy is, how great everything was. I'm not even kidding. Multiple articles. You can look it up yourself. 5-6 days before Donald Trump was like, oh, everything's great. Oh, we're living in the greatest time ever. This is Democrats. I'm not exaggerating. Donald Trump gets elected. Within 30 minutes, they're coming out going, worst economy ever. I can't take it. This is terrible. Look how he's running things. This is how nuts these people are. This is how crazy they are. Oh, boy. And that was just a little taste. I mean, we saw what the View was saying earlier. Don't worry. We got more clips of the View for you because more stuff came out today, Patriots. Well, here's the big deal and allegedly what's going to take place. Ukraine plans to sign the minerals deal as soon as today. Allegedly, they're going to announce it tonight through Donald Trump's address to Congress. So the United States and Ukraine are reportedly planning to sign the economic deal that was supposed to be signed last week before a meeting between the country's two leaders blew up following a spat in the White House, which we covered on the Dark MAGA podcast during our evening shows. And let me tell you, they all bend to the knee within 24 hours. Do they not? Do they not? Now let's be fair. Let's be fair. I'm sorry. 48 hours. Forgive me on this one was 48 hours. Mexico. Okay, let's backtrack. Colombia, was it 13 minutes? Donald Trump was on the golf course. He was on the 9th hole, killing it. Just killing it. Joey could never do golf. Figured out 13 minutes, made a phone call. Done. Canada and Mexico within 24 hours. Both bent the knee. Just on the knee, kissing the ring. Both of them. Now you got Zelensky. At least he held out a little bit. I'm sure it was 24 hours. 48 hours is me being nice. It's me being fair. It's me being fair. But come on. Look how short he is. Come on, little baby. I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun, guys. I'm having too much fun with it. God, dude, Trump, man, he's so big compared to him. You think Trump picked him up and started cradling him? Like, what'd you do? Anywho, so that's happening. And I don't even know where I was going with that. I was having way too much fun. I kind of got lost in the weeds there for a second. But anywho, it says the news came after Vladimir Zelensky. So you guys think the show's for you? It's mostly for me having a little bit of fun here. Released a statement earlier today in which he shifted his tone following the disastrous meeting of the Oval Office. Oh, okay. All right, let's see what he said. We are ready to work fast to end the war. Oh, I bet you are, because you found out how you're about to just get destroyed. And the first stages could be the release of prisoners and truce in the sky, ban on missiles, long-range drones, bombs on energy, and other civilian infrastructure, and truce in the sea immediately if Russia will do the same, he wrote. Then we want to move very fast through all the stages and to work with the U.S. to agree a strong final deal. Oh, I bet, man. I bet you do. I bet you do. We really do value how much Americans have done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. And we remember the moment when things changed, when President Donald Trump provided Ukraine with javelins. We are grateful for this. Weird. I didn't hear any of this in the Oval Office. Did any of you guys? I didn't hear a thankful. I didn't hear him building us up for all the great things we've done in the javelins. Donald Trump mentioned the javelins. I didn't hear Zelensky do it. That's kind of interesting. So here he is, switching on a dime, as fast as you could. And I'll tell you what, he probably realized that the Europeans were having an oh bleep moment as well, going, look, man, in public, we're trying to back you, dude, but we don't have the money and we don't have the military. We can't help you either. So this guy realizes that he has nobody. Nobody will say it other than Trump and Vance. Hell, I'll say it out loud. Zelensky, you don't have anybody. All you have is the guy that's on the screen with you right there that was making fun of the way you dressed up because you couldn't even wear a suit. Now, I'm also hearing that through this minerals deal that, you know, there's things in a deal that you get and don't get. Well, when Donald Trump was ready to turn away from the deal altogether, which is why he said, hey, I'm going to focus on illegal immigration and forget Putin and forget Zelensky. You guys can figure your own shit out. I'm hearing, and we'll cover this more so tomorrow mornings on the podcast episode, is Zelensky caved to all of Trump's demands. That's what I'm hearing. Now, is that true? We'll have to flesh that out a little bit more when I do my show prep, but that's here nor there. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. That's the rumor mill, baby. That's the rumor mill. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, hit that like button. It does support us. Let's see how many likes we have over at Rumble. Rumble's usually a little bit slower on the likes. We have 60 people plus watching a Rumble. Only 13 thumbs up. We could do better. Over on ScrewTube, we got YouTube with the Patriots over there. We got 27, but we got a lot more people watching over there. I appreciate everybody that's joining us here. Again, hit that like button. It does help tremendously. Well, I guess we'll get into it. I was like, do I abuse the Patriots today? Do I make them watch this? Absolutely. We got Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, Whoopi. Oh, Whoopi. Admits she uses The View to spread Democrat talking points. Yeah. No shit. Obviously. And it's not really talking points other than just pure garbage. Diarrhea just really pouring from the mouth. And it's astonishing that people spend time watching this.
Not about him winning. It was an indictment against the Democratic Party and what the Democratic Party was offering to American citizens. We might sit up there and talk about, hey, you should be a party for the working class, which the Democratic Party was once known for. They're not known for that right now. Why? Because their message was catering towards others and towards other issues, and they forgot about the people that brought them there, that elevated the Democratic Party to what it was over these last few decades. That's why they lost. He didn't win.
Well,
the Democrats
let's remind
lost.
people what those issues were.
Sure.
Let's remind people what those issues were.
We can do that.
Making sure that families had what they need, SNAP, making sure stuff is there, making sure that the America that we all grew up in, where you could come and be whoever you were supposed to be or want to be, you still have that right. All these things are the things that the Democrats have always said. But now we have a guy who says, yeah, I'm going to bring down the price of eggs. But first, I'm going to cut all these jobs, and I'm not going to see why they need to be cut. I'm just going to cut them. Because I'm going to put people in. Well, that's what he's doing. He's doing all
and alienate all our friends around the world.
But you're talking about what he's doing. But before you brought that up, you brought up the message that the Democratic Party was disseminating. I'm challenging you on that. That is not what they were doing. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the intent.
We did it.
I was here too. I was alive and breathing right here on the air, talking to everybody else.
Hey, you heard it from the horse's mouth. I was doing it. I was spreading the Democrat talking points. Whether it's make-believe or not, she was spreading them like a man could be a woman and a woman could be a man. That was one of them. You gotta love how she's talking about making things cheaper when the inflation hit a 40-year high, so high that I never saw it in my lifetime. I'm turning 36 soon. I've never experienced inflation like that in my lifetime. 9.1%. And then what happened? Joey went on his tirade. He went on his whole speaking engagements, telling a bunch of lies, saying when he came into office, inflation was already record high, even though it was 1.4%, because he doesn't know graphs, you guys. Yeah, he can't read graphs. Matter of fact, he doesn't know much of anything anymore, along with The View. But same talking points, a bunch of BS, and people listen to it and they take it in. It makes sense why some people are so far off the reservation in their thinking, because think about it. If all you watch is The View, and then you flip over to CNN, MSNBC, then that makes sense why you don't know anything. Because that's all the news you're getting. I want to be clear. I don't listen to Fox. I don't listen to CNN. I actually don't watch anybody. I'll listen to the Daily Wire and Dan Bongino every now and then. But other than that, I actually don't watch the news. Again, like I said, I'll watch Dan Bongino every now and then. And some of the guys from the Daily Wire, depending on what the points are that you're talking about to get more knowledge on things. But other than that, I don't really watch too much news. Because some people are off their rockers and some people think that I'm off my rocker. Maybe I am just a little bit, but it's energy, baby, and it's entertainment. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Previously, somebody that used to be on The View is Meghan McCain. I actually was, when I graduated from USC, I listened to her mother speak. She was like the, what do you call it? There's like some speaker that comes up and speaks in front of you. Anyway, she was there. Well, Meghan McCain has a sparring match with Bravo's Andy Cohen over trans-identifying men in women's sports. There was recently a whole shenanigans where a person was injured recently, I think today or yesterday, by competing against a trans man. So here is the tweet itself, and let me make sure I pull up the whole thing so we got it here in front of us. It says, "I've had the pleasure of meeting Peyton. She is incredibly smart, strong, and brave. Both she and her family have been through the unthinkable. Democrats defending young women suffering from traumatic brain injuries as a result of trans athletes is why they will continue losing every election." You have a tweet here from Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, who's been doing a pretty damn good job. Says Peyton McNabb who has spoken out about being dealt with a traumatic brain injury after a transgender identifying man spiked a volleyball into her head, with will be a special guest of President Donald Trump's at his joint address to Congress. Now, remember, this actually, we didn't get to it this morning. Democrats blocked the vote. I think you needed 60. I think you needed 2/3 for it to go through. And Democrats blocked it. Remember, the same party that's for all women blocked a bill that was to help women. You can't make this shit up, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. The same party, it's like, believe all women. Make a difference in women's lives. Women rights. Feminism. They blocked it. So here it is. McCain wasn't the only person who slammed the move by Senate Democrats after a motion to invoke closure on Tommy Tuberville's Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act failed on Monday by a 51-45 vote. A 3/5 majority or 60 votes was needed to cap the debate and proceed to a final vote for passage sometime in the future. They're like, no, we're not going to help women here. So women have to go out and get their bleeps kicked by men that are saying they're women. All for the sake of women's rights and feminism. Woo-hoo! You can't do, we live in... if you're in Democrat land, you're living ass backwards. Novak, $5 says it's George A. from SE, Michigan. That gray in your beard does not make you look distinguished like your bald head. It just makes you look old. Well, damn you, George. George, everybody loves you here. Thank you for the $5. And I got nothing. I think it makes me look sophisticated. It makes me look like an intellectual. It makes me stand out above everybody else around here. I'm better than everybody because of the gray in my beard. But thank you for the $5, man. Greatly appreciate it. It's always glad to have you with us. I'm glad to have you over at Rumble, huh? Getting away from the YouTube. Let me give you an update on YouTube. We actually got help today. I am not exaggerating. I was on the phone today after work with YouTube because you guys know the shenanigans that's going on. And let me tell you, when I told the guy the numbers that I was getting on my campaign, even he was blown away. He's like, yeah, you need to get this resolved because, folks, we would have got, I'm not exaggerating, and by March 15th, we would have had another 10,000 subscribers in 2 weeks. That's how good that campaign was going. And so that's why I'm trying to get it resolved because it's going really well. Anyways, long story short, he was willing to help me. He was the first guy, and I'm not exaggerating, in 4 years, ever since being on YouTube, that actually helped me. Do you know how many conversations I've had with them? The first guy ever. I took the time out of my day to write that guy a full review and whole write-up to take care of him because he actually helped us. Couldn't believe it. Let's look into the chat for a little bit. I feel like I'm ignoring you guys, even though I'm reading it. Anytime I'm looking over here, I'm looking at you guys. We have Jeff saying, who would have thought we would be going through this in 2025? I know, right? Who would have thought that we could look at objective truths and to be stating another objective truth, like a man is a man and a woman is a woman, and you are praised for saying something like that. And then the other side, meaning the Democrats and progressive left, will go out there and burn you at the stake for saying something obvious. It's like going out there and saying the sun is hot, and they're burning you at the stake for saying the sun is hot. Like, the moon is round. You know, objective. Everybody can walk outside their house at some point or another and go, yeah, it's round. You'll be burned at the stake for it. We live in, and it's 2025. We have the most sophisticated technology out there. And this is where we've come. Yeah. When you can't agree on objective truths, that's when you have the fall of a republic. There's one side that can objectively look at something and say, yes. Like, for example, I think everybody can objectively say this hat is black and gold. I think everybody can look at this. Democrats, though, no. This hat is white. Yes, it is. You have to believe it is white because they're telling you, if you don't believe it's white, well, you're a racist. If you don't think this is white, you are a bigot, sexist, and homophobe, and you should be expelled from this country. You should not deserve to be here. You should be deported. That is not too far off of an analogy that's really taking place here. We are so ass backwards. Well, I shouldn't say we. We're not ass backwards. Our heads are on straight. There's one party, the Progressive Party, which took over the Democrat Party, that's kind of off the rocker. Pat says, don't look at me, Brad. You're judging eyes. What's up, Pat? Weaver, Dems are evil to the core. Weaver, easy. That's why you're saving that over at Rumble. YouTube would, YouTube wouldn't like that. Now I'm watching the Bald Brad show. He is on Rumble and YouTube. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Danielle says, Alex Jones said the crap would happen. The Great Reset, you know. Great Reset, actually, let's go on a side tangent before we get into more news here. The Great Reset is a very good book by Alex Jones, but if you want a better one, read Glenn Beck's book called The Reset. Phenomenal book, learning about ESG scores and kind of the game plan. But you're right, he did call that out. Alex Jones is actually, when it comes to like conspiracy theories, he tends to be right about a lot of stuff, which is really scary to think about. I'm not a huge fan about Alex Jones, but I love the entertainment he provides, and I love listening to him talk. So I can't get enough of him. Patty says, I know my lifetime, I have never seen anything this bad, and thank God for President Trump. Amen to that. Love that comment. Yes, ma'am. All right, here we go. We got more stuff. Here is ahead of the big speech. President Trump addresses a joint session of Congress for the first time in his second term. That should be going on in about 30 minutes. So I already have it queued up right here for you, just to let you know. We are waiting. I'll be watching it through PBS because you know how YouTube loves to flag us for everything. I don't need another copyright strike for something that shouldn't be copyrighted. So we have here 6 minutes ago, ahead of a big speech, Trump again reportedly avoids formal speech prep. President Donald Trump will address members of Congress in the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday night. With the big speech ahead, he is reportedly, not participating in any type of preparation. I love it. This is how badass this Joey could never. I love it. He just walks out there just cold. You know what I mean? He doesn't even know it's on the teleprompter. It could be anything. Fox News White House correspondent Peter Doocy said he is being told Trump is not participating in any kind of formal speech prep where advisors suggest ways for him to say things or was that gesticulate? Is that how you say that? Instead, the president has been involved in the editing process. It's not uncommon for Trump to refrain from formal preparation ahead of a major event because he knows how to just go off the cuff. He's a showman. The guy knows how to make an event. He knows how to do things. Democrats are so beholden to a teleprompter and reading script for script. I mean, hell, look at the leader of the free world's mouthpiece for 4 years, I guess 2.5, 3 years, Karine Jean-Pierre. She had to read from a binder. These people have no head. They have no thought going on up here. They can't just ad-lib. Folks, my show's not scripted. There is nothing other than 2 monitors in front of me and a camera. Other than that, that's it. There's a bunch of wires and cables hanging in front of me. But there's no script here. Why? Because my brain works some of the time. Some of the time. When Trump prepared to debate former President Vice Kamala Harris in September, he avoided traditional debate preparation. Instead, he employed Tulsi Gabbard to help him refine his skills. Gabbard had her own famous moment on the debate stage when in 2020, she attacked Harris for her record as a California prosecutor, which is famously known what she said there. And Trump, Trump doesn't need it. Trump beat number 1 and number 2 in the Democrat Party back to back with no debate prep. It shows you how good he is. The guy doesn't need to go out there and waste his time. He's running a country, baby. He's running a country. He doesn't need that. Oh, I love this. God, dude. I got to make sure I wet my whistle. I do a lot of yelling. You're damn right. It's 77.5 coffee. You're damn right it is. Trump's communications team chows down supersized order of McDonald's ahead of speech. It always comes back to Trump. Y'all remember when Trump, I'll bring it back in a moment, when he worked at McDonald's because Kamala Harris lied about it. Remember how we were all told that we were creating cheap fakes and deep fakes? For like years, we were told that we're just fabricating stuff out of thin air. And then, oh God, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to be living in this time. Kamala Harris' team fabricated a photo of her working as a McDonald's person. You guys remember that? And they had the side-by-side photos. I got to pull it up. It's too good. We need a good laugh. I get all giddy. Kamala, hold on. Let me, I got a better one. Hold on. Where she was they put a side-by-side, a compare and contrast. And it was totally just Photoshopped. Easily Photoshopped. I want it. There it is. You guys remember this photo? It's not even good. Her head is way too big. It's way too big. Poor girl. I'm confused here. Is this whiteface then? Because she said she was black. Is this whiteface or is this blackface? I mean, which one is which? I'm confused here. So she said she worked at McDonald's. This is how good Trump is. So Trump, what does he do? He goes and works at McDonald's. MAGA fries. See, if McDonald's was smart, they would have taken hold of that and done the supersize me just for like a month only. Donald Trump worked at McDonald's. We're going to bring back the supersize meals. I think people should get to eat as much McDonald's as they would like. Make McDonald's great again. You know, RFK's freaking out over this. RFK's probably losing his head spinning right now, just watching every munch down on these nuggets and the golden fries. Oh, my mouth is watering. What is that? Those are McDoubles. Those are who wants Mc? You have time. You got 30 minutes to go get some Mickey D's and come back. The White House communications team prepared for President Donald Trump's speech to Congress on Tuesday night by chowing down on supersized order of McDonald's. I love it. Oh, it's so good. American made. Deputy Assistant to the President, White House Deputy Communications Director, posted an image on X. White House comms is pre-gaming the joint session the MAGA way. Buckle up for must-see TV. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. I'll tell you what. McDonald's is out of my price range now. I don't go to fast food too often because it's too expensive, especially when you live in a state that keeps increasing minimum wage through the roof. I'm not kidding. If you want a burger, a drink, and fries, I say like Farmer Boys, it's like $22. That's not an exaggeration. If you get a number one combo, a burger, fries, and a drink. Now they're starting not even to offer drinks anymore. It's just burger and fries. You're talking $21, you guys. Isn't that bonkers? Fast food, I can't afford it. I ain't doing it. They should do a promotion. I would get out there. Like, hey, like, get 2 fries, two 20-piece nuggets, and 2 burgers. Give me like a MAGA discount. The word, you got to walk in and say MAGA, or you got to wear your MAGA hat. You know what I mean? Not bad. Not bad. Farmer Boys is good. Hey, but it's expensive. Fast food's too pricey for me, but I'm a cheapskate. I don't mind it. There's going to be topics during the speech. We're expecting, obviously, Ukraine, Medicare, Doge to be brought up, illegal immigration's a shoo-in, and tariffs, all that stuff. So there's going to be a lot. I have a feeling this is going to be a long speech, man. I have a feeling this guy, he's going to go on for a while. For a good while. And it's not just Ukraine that bent the knee, but you got Justin Trudeau calling Trump's very dumb tariffs, very dumb, as trade war ramps up. So we have President Donald Trump is pushing back against Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, calling his tariffs very dumb, saying that when he puts a retaliatory tariff on the U.S., our reciprocal tariff will immediately increase by a like amount. Trump made the remark on his Truth Social account after Trudeau slammed the Trump administration's new 25% tariff Tuesday. Trudeau previously announced 25% retaliatory tariffs on American goods in response to Trump's tariffs that went into effect today on Canadian imports. It really fascinates me. Look, I've always said tariffs you guys are going to feel it at some point. It's going to take a little bit of time for you to feel it because you can't always have the other side basically ingest the cost of what basically the tax is. You're not going to be paying 25%. I want to be clear on that. It could be, hey, we can eat 15% over here. You guys shuffle some things around. You can maybe eat 5, and we're going to be left with a 5% increase of the good. I'm making that up, but you understand what I'm saying. You're going to be end up paying something. They can't eat the entire cost, and nor are they going to pass the entire cost down to the consumer. That'd be insane. Some might try, but this is going to even the playing field in some way, shape, or form. But what's taking place here is Canada is small. Canada is basically the size of, in terms of population, the size of California. So you have basically California, think of California trying to go up against an entire country. I mean, come on. I think we know who's going to win this one. Danielle with the $20. Oh, no, here we go. Yeah, I knew it. I didn't want to say it. I knew the moment it came out of my mouth, one of you guys are going to do it. Love you guys. Oh, my God. So, Danielle, oh, God. Over on YouTube says, get some Farmer Boys, burger, fries, and a drink. That is really kind of you. And I will have to go do that. When I go do it, I will take a selfie with it. And I will, if I can tag you on X or something, I will. But that's really, really funny. Oh, that's really funny. Never had it, but I should try it one day when combos are $5.99. I am on a diet. Who told you that, Pat? Who told you I was on a diet? Because that is actually true. We know each other way too well here. Everybody knows each other way too well in my chat. Like, damn. Canadians are responsible and we are polite. I don't know if that's still true, but we will not back down from a fight. Not when our country and the well-being of everyone is at stake. Oh, look, he's a tough guy now. Cool. I want to speak directly to one specific American, Donald Trump. Donald, in the over 8 years you and I have worked together, we've done big things. And now we should be working together to ensure even greater prosperity for North Americans in a very uncertain and challenging world. Now, it's not in my habit to agree with the Wall Street Journal, but Donald, they point out that even though you are a very smart guy, this is a very dumb thing to do. We two friends fighting exactly what our opponents around the world want to see. Well, friends don't allow other friends to smuggle drugs and illegal immigrants across their borders, Trudeau. That's not a friend. That's not an ally. We have a word for that here in America, and it's called an asshole. That's what you are, Justin. You're an asshole. I know I've been trying to work on cussing, but there's no greater term than what to call Justin Trudeau. You doing that to us is not a friend. That is rude. It is mean, and that's me being polite. But Donald Trump is doing a smart thing here because maybe it will get you to move your ASS and start securing your own border so you're not allowing drugs and illegal immigrants and gang members to come over and kill Americans here. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of people using your border as an outlet, Justin, to allow terrorists to flow across the border so they can have sleeper cells and pull another 9/11. Hate to say it, buddy, but not a big fan. And for you to call him Donald when he's President Trump doesn't help you one bit, and nor does it help me like you any more than I already liked you before, and it wasn't that much, let me tell you. His name's President Trump. Get it straight. And by the way, when everything happens to you, Justin, who are you going to call? We always say this. Who do they call? No matter what countries are allies in NATO, who do they always call? They always call the Americans. And that's why every movie, when somebody's getting their bleep pushed in on the front lines and they see the American jets fly over, what do they start chanting? USA, USA, thank God, the Americans, the Americans, the Americans. They always say the Americans, the Americans. Exactly. Everybody's all high or mighty. Zelensky pulled the same shit, pulled the same stuff, and look where he's at. Now he's freaking eating dog food out of a bowl in Trump's office when Trump has him on a leash now. Good, Justin, good. Good, good, good. There you go, Zelensky. Zelensky's the one eating out of the dog bowl. I think I got him confused, but, you know, hold the Joey there for a second. We have here Tom Homan, as of 5 o'clock, so this is less than 30 minutes ago, the Massachusetts governor should be bringing hell to a legal immigrant rapist with me. So here we go. We got this clip for you. I switched tunes pretty quick because I got to get through this stuff before the address starts. Is it working?
So one of the things that we do expect to hear tonight from President Trump is the request to Congress for more money for border security when he gives his address to the joint session of Congress just hours from now. So White House officials saying that that will be part of the speech this evening. Tomorrow, the mayors of New York, Boston, Chicago, and Denver will be testifying before lawmakers on the Oversight Committee about the migrant crackdown and ICE actions and all of these things that they have run into headwinds on in these cities that consider themselves sanctuary cities. With that, we bring in Border Czar Tom Homan. Good to see you.
We love you,
sir.
Tom.
Thank you very much
You're the
for joining me
best.
today.
I'm a fangirl. I'm a groupie.
So I want to get to what we're going to see tomorrow in this hearing. But first, with regard to tonight, I understand that you are the guest of Speaker Johnson. How do you feel about the one big, beautiful bill? And would it have in it what you need for the border?
Well, I think so. I think I've met with a lot of members up on the Hill. I think they want to get us that one bill. They want to fund border security. Look, we got illegal crossings down 97%. But we need more money to make that permanent, get it down to 100%, have zero gotaways. We got a massive deportation operation we got to run. We need more beds. We need more airplane flights. We need more officers. And look, we got 300,000 missing children we got to find. So we need money to get all these things done for the president.
Yeah, indeed. That is a big issue, and we're hoping that it's going to be addressed as well. We want to continue to follow up with you on that story of these children that were basically pushed out of the shelters and into the hands of some pretty suspicious individuals. So we look forward to hearing more on that. With regard to the mayors who are going to be speaking tomorrow, you've had a lot of back and forth with Boston. Here is the Massachusetts governor, Maura Healey, basically saying that you don't get it. You don't understand what's going on in her state. Watch this.
Yeah, we don't get it. We must be
this
idiots.
Guy, Holman, is just, as a lot in the Trump administration do, just making up a bunch of stuff and trying to start something, trying to pick a fight. So it seems to me you shouldn't be threatening to bring, what was it? Hell?
Yeah. Hell.
Yeah. Okay, whatever.
Would you meet Tom Homan if he came?
Of course I would. Yeah, it sounds like I might need to explain a few things to him as somebody who investigated and prosecuted crimes, including with federal authorities for a number of years here. Maybe he doesn't have the benefit of that knowledge.
Oh, see how they're better than the rest of us, huh?
All right, I just want to put up on the screen as you respond to this. These are migrants who
See how the smugness, the entitlement of her. Did you see what? Did you? It's the same vibe you get from her as you got from Zelensky, right? Oh, well, I got to tell him a few things. I got to teach him how things work. Why don't you get the criminals out of your state, the illegal ones that are raping your women and children? How about you focus on that a little bit? If you spend as much time on that as you did your hair, you'd probably get some things done.
Offended in Massachusetts after they ignored ICE detainer requests. What do you have to say to the governor of Massachusetts, Tom?
Look, I forgot more about this issue than she'll ever know, first of all. Second of all, I am bringing hell to Boston. I'm bringing hell to illegal aliens that rape children. And she should be bringing hell to the same population. I said during my last speech, I stopped at 9 people that raped children. They're in the country illegally that ICE had to find on the streets because they failed to honor detainers, both in Boston and throughout the state of Massachusetts. So if anybody needs to learn something, she needs to learn that you don't release child rapists back into the community to re-offend against children. That's what I'm bringing hell to. I'm bringing hell to those people who violated this child, and these children will never be the same. Their families will never be the same. She should be shoulder to shoulder with me on this. As a governor or mayor of that city, they all should be on the same page. Remove public safety threats from the communities. Their number one responsibility is protection of the communities. And that's what President Trump is committed to. President Trump has told us, prioritize the worst of the worst. Prioritize public safety threats. Prioritize national security threats. This should be a nonpartisan issue. So if anybody needs to be educated, it needs to be her. And I'm coming to Boston, and I'm going to do exactly that.
Well,
you guys. I'm just going to read what happened in the chat really quick. I'm just going to play what happened here because everybody knows everybody in the chat. I'm sorry. Just give me a moment. So I make a comment about the lady's hair, right? And then Pat goes, oh, it's easy for a guy with no hair to talk about the time it takes to fix her. And he goes, hey, Jerry, like he's talking to somebody else. He makes a comment. He goes, hey, what's up, guys? Like somebody walked in the room. God. Oh, God, dude. I love hanging out with you guys. I really do. It's too much. And then you got Jason with the $5. AOC to Gitmo. Can you imagine? You think she'd fabricate photos again of her looking at chain link fences? The only difference is she's actually in Gitmo behind a chain link fence. Well, let's tune in a little bit here to what's going on. There's people showing up. It looks like the vice president is in the building.
Wow, this is a government that does stuff.
Cutting the red tape. And by the way, the victory lap that President Trump is going to take around Washington is going to be so fast you won't even have time to say drain the swamp. And I think these accomplishments really...
Oh, it's so much better without having Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi, those smug bitches behind the podium. We got two greats. Well, really one great. But, you know, Johnson's okay.
do speak for themselves. The American people said we want change, and that change is Donald Trump. We see DEI out of our federal government, men out of women's locker room. We're restoring America to greatness, both domestically and abroad, in terms of our perception. Now, we don't have a president anymore that has handlers that have to walk him to his mark and gives a meaningless, lifeless speech on a teleprompter. We have someone that takes charge, can speak literally for hours on end at a time. The American people don't get a politician. They get someone that's talking directly to them and is achieving their objectives.
And then we have Elon Musk, a special guest as the Doge administrator there tonight. And I don't think he has a son on his shoulders this evening, although that would be pretty fun. We just saw J.D. Vance, who's made quite a name for himself, especially after the last Oval Office meeting and the Munich speech.
That's the guy that signs all the executive, or has all the executive orders, I think. I wonder who that guy is. Hey, Tom!
At least so far, right? That was a big step one and a victory lap last week, speaking of victory laps for Speaker Johnson. And what a change of scenery from the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi images of some of those states of the union. And then it's going to be Trump.
Oh, God, there's Bernie. Did you see Bernie waddling his way in there? Still sucking at the government teat, man. The guy's like 100 years old, and he's still just siphoning from the government. It's unbelievable. The Waltons, the Wahlbergs, the 1%. You got Ted Cruz there doing the Lord's work.
There's Nancy Mace with Senator Ted Cruz. I'm sure they're just talking about football and, you know, what they did.
So Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh and Riley Gaines, they were all invited by the speaker, I believe. So they're guests, which is really cool to see. Good for them.
President Aaron is bringing in. What kind of story do you expect him to tell with some of these people?
Well, we know that President Trump hates the mainstream fake news media, and some of these journalists who have stood up for him time and time again
excited for
are
this.
the new era. We're ushering in a new time in America where people who are sort of street journalists that have done blogs, done podcasts are in the building tonight, and I think that speaks volume. Donald Trump is the president of the people. He's a populist. And people like Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh there, they've had great movies. They started with the Daily Wire. They are really out there in this sort of that new generation, new era of journalism.
I also saw Riley Gaines, I think, sitting with them. And I would not be surprised to see the president lean into the protecting women's sports.
What is she doing there?
Because Senate Democrats just last night voted unanimously against a bill to protect women's sports. And that is an 80-20 issue in the.
Do you see what the colors are right there? You see the tie?
Looks like she has a Ukraine flag, wearing pink. She's not going to rip anything up tonight. Will she applaud when
did you see that? More Ukrainian flags. You guys see that?
Men out of women's locker rooms?
No.
She won't. No. And what does that tell the audience, that you're going to have a woman that powerful not stand with women?
There was an analysis done on another network by some polling gurus. They said that the executive order on that issue that Trump signed a few weeks ago may have been the single most popular thing he has ever done in terms of public opinion. And the Democrats seem to be lining up lock, stock, and barrel on the other side of it, which is certainly a choice.
That's one of those things that you can see as a viewer, Aaron. If you're going to have the president talking about, let's just say, banning paper straws or getting boys at.
So they all have, I don't know if you noticed, the Democrats coming in, they all have that same bandana. They all are wearing the same pin with the freaking Ukrainian flag on it. So let me actually get rid of a few of these tabs so that my computer actually runs somewhat decently for this speech here. We'll keep it on Fox for now as long as I can, but I'll have to probably switch over to PBS when we do the speech itself. Here you go. We the people, we the people. Okay. Right.
And for a moment of contrition, yet they're not doing that. And I think tonight that's why Donald Trump should say, we are back and better than ever. I got all of my cabinet secretaries through. It is completely stacked. We've got Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi, RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard. We're really winning on every front in Washington, and it's about time.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Aaron. Guy Benson, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Let's go to senior national correspondent Aisha Hasni. Aisha, what do we have cooking down there?
Another one right here.
Hey, Jesse, it's a pretty cool scene here. I wish you could be here. We just saw a bunch of senators go in, of course, led by Vice President J.D. Vance. I believe that we're just now waiting for the Supreme Court justices to walk through Stat Hall here on their way into the chamber. So we're waiting for them. And then this is really going to get going here.
Do you see the pen? The American and Ukrainian pen on Adam Schiff, one of the most corrupt, evil guys in Congress? If there was a case to be made, and if I thought, if I fully believed in, like, people were, look at them passing it out. Did you see that? They're passing them out. I think there could be a case to be made that Adam Schiff, he's he has like a demonic being inside him. Like he's possessed. I think if somebody were to like build a case around that, I would find it very fascinating. And I almost would believe it. Almost.
Might be waiving that because they want to show their support for Ukraine and aid for Ukraine. We've also heard people that might walk out right in the middle of this speach, and
there's Cash.
People who might say something, might shout something if
Ooh,
they feel like.
Ooh, Ivanka, she's there. Can we focus? Ah, damn. Oh, she's pretty too.
Are also going to boycott this. Like AOC has said that she's not going to be here in the room. She's going to be live tweeting about this instead.
Oh God, nobody cares.
So we're waiting to see how they respond and react. And something that they've already done earlier, I know you've seen as well, and some of our viewers might have too, are these videos they put out on social media. About 20 different Senate Democrats got together and basically read the same script, used some expletives, and trashed the president's campaign promises ahead of tonight's speech. So that is what we're looking to see how disruptive the left is going to be, or if they're going to be strategic about this, because look, this is the president who won this election fair and square by a large majority of Americans. And so would it serve them to actually
Don't forget,
be disruptful?
we still have this,
I'm not
folks.
sure that their leadership would agree with that. Jesse?
Can we cross off Cash? We already saw him.
I'm just so excited to see what props they have in store. It's like Carrot Top. I don't know what to expect. I'm on the edge of my seat. Let's go to outnumbered co-host and former White House press secretary Kayleigh McEnany is here. Kayleigh, I heard you got a sneak peek at some of the excerpts.
Yeah, I was just taking a look at them, and Jesse, this is not going to disappoint. I am incredibly impressed with what I had seen. I was a little nervous because Stephen Miller has a new role, and he's the best speechwriter I think we've seen in this country in quite some time. But these are incredible, what you're about to hear. And particularly, my concern today was I really hope he hits the economy. As some have said, the media focuses on DOGE, the media focuses on Ukraine. That's all great and well and good. But this president can own the economy. This president has seen a 10-point swing in the direction the economy is going. This president has seen the best numbers on the economy since before Joe Biden, a.k.a. when Trump was president. And I think he's going to give the American people a history lesson. We had the worst inflation in the last half century under President Joe Biden. He's working to flip that. And he's going to get into those remarks and tease the golden age of America. These are uplifting. They're not caustic. They're not fighting words from what I've seen as we see Mike Johnson gaveling in. This is a president that's ready to tout his more than 400 executive actions.
All right, and there's Speaker House Johnson right now gaveling us in.
Minnesota, Mr. Emmer. The gentlewoman from Michigan, Mrs. McClain. The gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Hudson. The gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Reschenthaler. The gentleman from Utah, Mr. Moore. The gentlewoman from Indiana, Mrs. Houchin. The gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Hearn. The gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries. The gentlewoman from Massachusetts, Ms. Clark.
From South Carolina, Mr. Scott. The senator from New York, Mr. Schumer. The senator from Illinois, Mr. Durbin. The senator from Minnesota.
Okay, they're just reading a bunch of it and bringing people in. Thank you for being understanding. I will be streaming this on the PBS side just because it's a public broadcasting network. And that way we don't get flagged for copyright. And, well, they'll all be kind of live streaming the same thing. You could see it's always the Democrats, right? They have to put on a color and somebody else's flag. I want to know who paid. Can we get Doge to figure out who paid for those pins that Democrats are wearing? That better not be a taxpayer dime, right? That better be funded by somebody else there. Can we get an audit on where the hell those pins came from? Because knowing the Democrats, they probably paid a couple million for each pin. Knowing them, they love to throw money out the window real quick. Thank you so much for highlighting. If you can hit that like button, it does support us. Thank you for bringing that up. Greatly appreciate you. And
Mr. Speaker, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps.
I don't know who that is.
dresses up okay.
My wife loves this gray suit. I hate it. I don't wear it because she's so good at TV.
I love you can hear what people are saying. My life loves this gray suit.
I'm a blazer, man.
Doesn't JD Vance just remind you of a guy that you just have a beer with? He's just shooting the shit. You know what I mean? The same way we all do. The guy's likable. He's just one of us. Other than Democrats, they're not like us. I don't know what the hell I don't know. They got a whole thing going on.
Mr. Speaker, the Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the United States Supreme Court.
Here we go.
That's great.
How badass would it be if there was like a USA chant as Trump comes in with the freaking, the Hail to the Chief music? I got goosebumps thinking about it. How awesome would it be, the USA chant with Trump coming in? Hell yeah, boys. Jason, thank you so much for the $5. They said he might announce leaving NATO. Ooh, that'd be, oh baby. Could you imagine? Here we go. Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States. God, it never gets old with Trump coming in, does it? Yeah, baby. Come on. Come on. I'm giddy. Is anybody else as excited as me? Am I the only one? I normally don't like these things, but this is great. I'll shut up when he starts talking. Okay, I got it. Can you imagine being a joke? Trump goes, "You smell funny." That's all the card says. Check your back wallet. Check your back pocket. I have your wallet. Just something stupid like that. It just says knock knock. Sorry. Stupid, but it's funny. I just pictured Trump just doing something like that. Just like, "Hey Josh, can you give this note to the speaker? It's of the utmost importance." "Hey JD, you smell like an everything bagel." It's something stupid. We're just waiting for the President of the United States. And I guess Stephen Miller wrote this speech, so this should be a bombshell speech, man. If he wrote it. I'm back. I had to vacuum the dog hair off the goldfish. I'll explain later. I don't have a joke. I don't know. I'm not good with jokes. Look at these knuckleheads. What the hell is this? Come on. Jesus, man, these people. You would think for 2025 we could get smaller like cameras, right? Remember when your parents used to come to your talent shows and they'd have the VHS camera back in the day? They were carrying this sucker just for a VHS. You would think that we can get a little bit more compact, right? For like national television or whatever. Where's Trump? He's like, it's 6 o'clock, Trump. You said you would be here. You told us you would be here. Yeah, knock, knock, who's there? MAGA is here. That's right. Can you imagine Trump knocking on the door? Hello, I'm ready. Let me in. I'm ready to give my speech and smack the shit out of Democrats. I'm ready. Can you imagine if Trump walked in and Zelensky's on a leash? Could you fucking imagine? Kicks him in the ass. Oh, sure. Get out there, Zelensky. He's on a leash with like the spikes as like the dog collar. God. Look at this. Is ridiculous. It's just a clown show. It's ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. Outdoor Living says they're standing up for women against the president that's actually standing up for women. Yep. It's crazy. Oh, yeah, there you go. Garbage truck crashing through the wall, Kool-Aid style. Oh, yeah. How do you like my dump truck? Get in, Nancy. You belong here. What's going on, Heather? I just don't... Why is she a guest? Can she just go away? 14th Amendment, blah, 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 blah. Oh, God, okay. They're just activists, you guys. They're not even representatives. They're just activists. Oh, there she, I mean, how is it? She looks like a supermodel walking in. Her hair is blowing. There's no fans. How the hell is she? She looks like a supermodel walking in. How's that pulling? What the fuck? That's insane. Oh my God. Just like the movies, they make fun of stuff like that. Just the hair blowing. God, she looks good. Wow. The hair blowing. I mean, come on. You can't write this. She just starts flipping off the Democrats.
Mr. Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
I got so excited. Hey, Marco! What's up, baby? Is that Pete? Pete? Pete, I love you! Hey, Marco, I see Pete, Pam. What, Nick? Hey!
Secretary, can't wait to connect with you. You have so much fun. Yes.
Look at all of them. We look good, don't we? Look how good we look. RFK's a little rough around the edges, but it's okay. He'll grow on us. But we look good. There's Duffy. Hey, Sean. Christy Gnome. Hey, DHS. Thank you. God, we look... our people look good. I mean, look at Pete. Pete, settle down, ladies. Get the camera off Pete. He's popping panties off. Pete, get off the screen. They can't take it. The ladies can't handle you. Yeah. Look at the freaking... Yeah. God, he looks good, doesn't he? Look at that jaw, man. That jawline. She looks good, too. Yeah, Pete's pocket square is legit. I gotta get one of those. Chip Roy, shout out to Chip. Freaking patriot right there, man. I love Chip. Actually advocates for, you know, let's have a sensible budget. Yeah, you guys see Tulsi? Huh? Tulsi? If you're enjoying what you're seeing, hit that like button. Greatly appreciate you. Who's got a clock ticking in the background? Not me. Okay, come on, sit down. I want to see the president. Hey, there's a... Good for him. Good for him. I still can't believe that her hair was blowing indoors. See, she's just naturally pretty. You know what I mean? JD's wife, she's just naturally pretty. That's what you want in a woman. Not overly makeup, right? Caked on. You can't recognize them when they take it off. There's Pam. Pam, that's amazing that Pam Bondi's 60 years old, man. She looks like 40. I still can't believe she's in her 60s. That's still, like, I don't even know how that's possible. I mean, you look at her and you look at Nancy. Look at Pam Bondi and you look at Nancy. God forbid you gotta look at her. Go, good. But, you know, you do. You gotta. I forgot this guy's name. This guy tried to fight somebody in a committee hearing. I forgot his name. But he like took off his jacket. He was going to fight some dude one time. It's freaking hilarious. Oh, boy. All right, take your seats. Come on. Trump is waiting. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate it. Bald Brad, my favorite. You guys are my favorite. I love hanging out with y'all. I really do. I'm having too much fun. Way too. I'm having more fun than I should be. I don't deserve this. He's an MMA fighter. He looks like he's an MMA fighter. We're going blind looking at Nancy. Yeah. She's just a living dream sequence and is our lady. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, Mark Mullen. Okay, there we go. He's a good-looking guy too. The guy that's tough as nails, man. Is it tough as? Yeah, tough as rock. Hey, Tulsi, good for her. She's here. Turning her back to the Democrats. I love it. Florida sun versus California sun. Brian, you are spot on. Byron? I love Byron, dude. Byron? Probably going to take over Marco Rubio's seat. I don't think anybody trusts Mike Johnson fully. I don't think Mike Johnson's suit trusts him fully. He doesn't even fit in it right. There's something going on here. Right? I mean, that suit ain't fitting correctly. JD's suit fits. JD looks good. JD always looks good. JD, how do you do it? What's going on, Mike? Good evening, Brad and Patriots. Good evening, Mike. Good to see you. riding out a blizzard in style with the Patriots tonight. Well, drive safe if you're truly out there. I don't know if you're on a bicycle or you're in a car, Andrea, but be safe, please. Rob, it's all scripted, every bit of it. Yeah, probably. But I'm all for the drama. How's my hat crooked? How'd that happen? Jesus, you guys are letting me look like a Democrat. What are you guys doing? It's on my back. Jesus, look at this. I'm a mess. Look like Nancy Pelosi. What tar box? Nancy, what was Moses like? Jesus, Jason. She was on the ark. She's one of the creatures that came off of it. As to what they named her, we don't know. Come on, sit down. Christy, sit down. Trump said so. He gave me a note. He texted me. He said, let him sit down, Brad. It's called kids, Brad. They always keep you shape. Pat, are you drunk? I don't know what the hell you just said. Pat, get off the whiskey. Stretch face Nancy. Jesus. It's like clipped behind her head. Okay, come on. Trump, you said 6 o'clock. Democrats have a 31% approval rating, lowest ever recorded. Is that true, George? Is that actually true? That hag represents San Francisco to this day. Yeah, she destroyed it, right? San Francisco. I mean, talk about a poopski, stinky. That would be a funny joke if Trump said something about Nancy Pelosi, and then he looks at her, he goes, "Is she laughing?" And then it pans to her, and she's just like. People are asking, where's Pat? Did he ditch us for ScrewTube? Yep, he's over on ScrewTube. He is. He's a sellout. If you guys are enjoying, hit that like button, please. It does support the show. We want to have more people find it and have more patrons join us so we can have more fun. Yes, CNN did a whole report on it. Was that the... I think I know what you're talking about now. I at least watched something. I don't know if it was like where the plus... What are they saying? Trump's on the pooper. He's going poo-poo. Any minute now. I don't know how long he's going to take. Wait, he's texting him. Dude, get off the dump, man. People are waiting on you. Oh, shit.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Yeah! Oh yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah. He looks good. Look at him. That's right. That's our president. There you go. It's never gonna get old, is it? It's what it's all about, folks. It's what it's all about. Oh, hell yeah, that's a cool shot. That is a cool shot. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Look at the military loves them. The military loves them. Yeah! Woo! Here we go! Here we go! Unbutton that jacket, baby. We're gonna be here a while, Trump. We're gonna be here a while. Get comfy. Milking it. He's milking it. I love it. Give it up. More.
Thank you.
Take all the time you need. All the time you need.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Here we go.
It's a great honor. Thank you very much. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States.
He just started.
Members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back. 6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started. I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes. We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country. And won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
Yeah, baby! Shove it in his face, Trump! Tell him to sit his ass down! I want to see Pete start swinging. Just
likewise, small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruption.
Get him out of there!
That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Baby! Give it to him! I gotta see him get taken out. Please! Please! I gotta see the Sergeant-at-Arms take him out. Please, this military escort, get him out. Oh, it'd be so cool.
Mr. Green, take your seat.
Oh, it'd be so cool.
Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order.
Yeah, baby, get him out of there! That's what I'm talking about!
Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Get his ass out! I've never seen that. I've never seen that. Yes. Oh, this is awesome. There you go. Escort him out. Come on. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. What a hero. What a hero.
Members are directed to uphold
I've
and
never
maintain
seen that.
decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you. Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
That's right, baby. I don't care how long this goes on for. 8 hours. Look at, he's looking at him. He's looking at the Democrats. Look at him.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency.
Yeah, baby.
Is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many. And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever. They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month, and virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements.
Jesus.
They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
That's right. That's right. This is where we're at, folks. This is where we're at. Actually, we give him the mic. He started talking.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
There we go. There we go. Oh, it's so good.
Every day, my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid.
That's right.
I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization. And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council. We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction. To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first term. And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
That's right. Trump was right about everything.
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
JD loved it. What the hell was that? Did you see that whole thing?
All government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back. And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
That's right, baby. English.
I renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
Rub it in their faces.
And likewise, I renamed, for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again.
They're just standing for everything.
Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska. We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military. And our country will be woke no longer.
Yeah, baby!
We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender.
That's right.
Very important.
That's right. That's insane.
You should be hired
they don't even stand
based
for that.
on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
That's right.
I also signed an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports. Three years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side,
oh, man,
and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding. And if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours. It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer.
There you go. You don't have a clue what's going on.
What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare.
That's right.
Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
That's right.
Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control. The egg price is out of control. And we're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration. Do a good job. A major focus of our fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now. And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency. As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
I want the gold, Trump. I want the oil. Drill, baby, drill.
My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA. To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, baby!
And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE.
Oh, he said
Perhaps
it!
you've heard of it.
He said it! DOGE! DOGE!
Which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
You know she doesn't know how to work that phone. Give me a break, lady. It's probably not even on.
He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe.
Yes.
They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified.
Here we go.
$22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is.
No.
$8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of.
No.
$60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America.
He's trying not to laugh.
$8 million for making mice transgender. This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. $1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring.
This is crazy.
$1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
Jesus. Wow.
He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. You know what we're doing. We should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education. The most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
Thank you, Elon. You're a fucking hero. Oh, that's exactly what I voted for.
And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taken back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation.
Whoa!
And we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old. It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them. And we're searching right now.
Yes!
In fact, Pam, good luck.
Yes! God, that's
Good
what
luck.
I wanted. Thank you.
You're going to find it.
Yes,
And a lot
baby.
of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid, and nobody does. And it really
Get him,
hurts
Pam!
Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country
idiots.
than I thought, Bobby.
Oh, God! That was so good!
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229, one person between the age of 240 and 249, and one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years. More than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going.
Thank you, God.
And it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices,
I'm gonna throw
protect
cash
our seniors,
into
and
that
put
one.
more money in the pockets of American families.
That's right.
And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
There we go!
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country.
Tell them, Trump.
We will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money.
That's right, baby. That's right. That's right.
Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk-takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again.
That's right. Let him know, Trump. Let him know. Daddy's back home. Daddy's home from vacation. And he didn't like how she left the house.
Any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
That's right. That's right.
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
That's right. Of course we are. We love America.
Thank you. It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
How are you not standing for that? What? How are you not standing for that? Oh my God.
And I also want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
Not a bad idea. Shouldn't finance a car, but okay. Hey, whatever helps.
And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the majors today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
I didn't know that. Welcome, Honda.
And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country.
He's looking at him.
In addition, as part of our tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term. If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea, but that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us, we will tax them. If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market.
It's true. China.
We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China, and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer.
So I'm talking about Trump. Got a boy. Give him all.
Much has been said over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer. Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks.
Damn.
The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world.
I like this.
Has the tremendous amount, 97% of the market.
Huge market.
Announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on Earth right here in the USA.
Yeah, baby! We needed that. We needed that, Patriots. That's a big deal. I like that. China might be going into Taiwan, so we need this.
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people.
That's right.
And they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to.
There you go.
Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer. Who will now be selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies. They're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers, starting on April 2nd, it may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen. And I have also imposed a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raise 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children.
Oh, wow.
So great, Jeff.
Wow.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, that guy was sleeping or pretending
Stories
to
like
sleep.
Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh. and look where Biden took us. Very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
She was surprised by that. I didn't know that.
Wow. Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter
Did you
the
guys know that?
workforce. Our First Lady is joined by 2 impressive young women, very impressive.
Oh.
Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative.
That's
and
amazing.
is poised to complete her education and become a teacher.
Wow.
And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer.
Oh, man.
With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act.
That's
and
good.
This is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up,
That's
John.
huge.
Thank you, John.
Everybody should be standing for that.
Thank
If you don't
all
stand for
very
that's
much.
insane. That, I'm sorry, that's, out of everything, that's insane. So you're not going to stand for that?
Thank you.
Little girl was
And
attacked.
thank you to John Thune and the Senate.
Wow.
Great job. To criminalize the publication of such images online is terrible, terrible thing.
Told you, man. Democrats love
And once
children,
it
man. Some weird
passes the
shit.
House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you. But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
That's right.
And I want to thank Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement.
That's right.
Have to. Last year, a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern
It's going to make
border,
me cry, man, seeing the mom.
and then set loose into the
no.
United States under the heartless policies of that failed
Yo, I'm going to start
administration.
crying.
It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel.
I'm going to start crying.
With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren.
Yeah, Democrats clapping, you assholes allowed that shit to happen.
Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act.
Send him to Gitmo. Lost her daughter, man. The Democrats, those scummy Democrats, didn't want to do shit about it. And sorry for cussing. That lady just lost her daughter.
The Laken-Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley. Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you.
That's right. That's right.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
That's right, baby. Oh, JD, you like that one? Atta boy. Whoa!
Thank you.
What was that?
Joe Biden didn't just open our borders, he flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America.
That's right.
But there still is much work to be done.
Yes, sir.
Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, Alexis Nungari from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered.
Oh, God.
Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are two illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter,
I can't take this, man.
magnificent daughter, and Earlier tonight, I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures
Don't start
on the
crying.
edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
Oh, man, dude.
Thank you very much. All three savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
Fucking right. That's right. Look at them. None of them stand. None of them stand. Okay, I'm going to hold it together, man. I'm going to lose my shit.
They are now officially in the same category.
I told you they
as
love that.
ISIS, and
They
that's
love
not
it.
good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy.
Border Patrol loves Trump.
In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them, Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Of course they don't stand. Guys taking bullets because these idiots don't want to do their job. Can't even stand for the guy.
Thank you, Roberto.
I'm getting fired
I
up.
actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war in America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing.
Right.
Five nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy. First time ever.
They bent the knee, they kissed the ring, Trump. They know who's boss.
But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr. Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it.
I'll sign it so fast, the pen will catch fire.
And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns.
That's right, baby. I told you, they love crime. I mean,
in recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck.
There you go. We got Cash already.
Good luck. Pam Bondi. Good luck. So important. Going to do a great job. Cash, thank you. Thank you, Cash.
Get to work, Cash. Get to work. Get out. Get to work. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Cash. You're my boy, Blue.
They've already started very strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them.
I know. I love how he pointed to him.
We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it.
That's right.
This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice.
Yeah.
1 year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much.
That's terrible. God, man. So young, too. Look how young she is. She's probably my age.
Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero New York's finest. And we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
Get it done! There you go. There you go.
I'm also asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed. Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
Oh, wow. That's cool. He got a little uniform on. There you go. Good for him. Good for him. Got a little badge. How cute.
But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer.
Oh, God.
The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
Good for him, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good for you, brother. Damn.
Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him. The police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Oh, that's cool. He's all excited. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him. That's great. Joey could never. Aww. No, this is an emotional roller coaster, man.
Thank you, DJ.
I'm like this, man. I'm getting pissed. I'm getting happy. I'm crying.
DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr.
Welcome to the Republican Party, Robert. Welcome.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have
That's
been
right. That's
How
right.
quickly they forget. Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong. As an example, not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36.
I looked it up and confirmed that. That's legit.
Wrong. 1 in 36.
That's insane.
So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on.
That's right.
Hey, Bobby, good luck. It's a very important job.
1 in 36 is bonkers. Figure it out, Bobby. We need you, baby.
Thank you. My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools.
There you go.
A few years ago, January, Littlejohn and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl.
I've been talking about it for years.
Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns.
Sicko, man. Sick stuff.
Them pronoun, actually. All without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January,
that's right.
Thank you.
Democrats won't stand. They love this stuff. Democrats salivate for this stuff, folks. They're sick.
Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology. I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. Common sense. Thank you.
And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie.
There you go.
And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. She liked it. That's right. God made me bald.
Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. Yeah. It's gone.
I wrote an entire book on it, sir. Thank you.
And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better?
Oh, yeah.
Liberated. Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations.
Where's Pete?
Congratulations.
Pete, get in here. I need to fire somebody. Pete. There you go, sir.
And he's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever in the history of our services.
Hell yeah! You like that, damn right. Hell yeah! You saw the reaction, right?
You know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful
what happens
thing
when you
to
have an
see.
alpha as president.
People love our country again. It's very
damn
simple.
right, sir.
They love our country, and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing, and thank you very much. Great job. Thank you.
Nice job, Pete. Nice job, Pete.
We're joined tonight by a young man, Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a 6-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point.
I like that. Oh, that's his mama. That's nice. Hi, Mom! Actually, I think my mom might be watching. Hi, Mom!
And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
Hello, boy! Get your ass to work! Good for him, man. Good for him. Good for him. Yeah, there you go! Hello, boy! That's America right there. High-fiving each other. Hell yeah.
Thank you. Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future.
Pretty fucking cool high five,
As
man.
a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA.
There you go. God, these guys look like tough SOBs, right? Look at them.
And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places they have it. Israel has it. Other places have it. And the United States should have it too.
Agreed,
right,
sir.
Tim, right? They should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding.
There you go. Build it back up.
And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it. Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others, but others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal. They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1. But that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
That's right, China.
And we have Marco Rubio in charge. Good luck, Marco. Now, we know who to blame if anything goes wrong. Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job.
Marco's been
great.
Think
of it. He got 100 votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes. And I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you. He's doing a great job.
He is. He really is doing a great job.
Great job.
It's working
and I
hard,
also
man. The
have
guy's
a
busting his
message
ass.
tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security, and I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism. 3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country.
Yep.
Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
That's right. I don't know how you're not standing. That's what? What? Wow. They love terrorism, folks. You saw it here first. The Democrats love it. Man, I guess that's why they gave the Iranians $10 billion.
And I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown that when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords. And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future with the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People haven't been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
To her face! Oh my God!
2,000
She's pissed.
people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans. But I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that.
That's correct.
They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said, at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Yes, it would. What the heck? I guess they don't want peace? I don't know. I can't tell.
Wouldn't that be beautiful? It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end this senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
How nice. She got her son back. Good for her. Joey couldn't do it. Joey can't do a lot of things.
To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it?
What are the odds
Where
of that?
his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally.
Wow.
That was not pleasant. And that is where I met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire rang out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. 2 others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of 2 great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their 2 beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you. To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his 3 beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
That's
I believe
right.
that.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age, these workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities, these warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we are going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
You can hear Elon scream.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve. My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future, because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Pretty good speech, man. Talk about emotional roller coaster. We'll stick around and see, make sure Mr. Trump gets out safely. Turn it up and see if we can hear anything.
Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. Great honor. Thank you. Thank you. Get this place going, all right? Thank you. It's a great honor. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. I see you teaching young people to love America. Well, I'm trying to break that.
Teach the young people to love America is what he said.
That's your favorite.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Howard. Thank you again. Thank you again. Won't forget.
So good. Yeah, it's good. So good, sir.
Thank you.
Terrific, Mr. Really terrific. Really outstanding. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Good job, Mr. President. Thanks. We got you. Great.
President, one of your best speeches.
Thanks again, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thanks for the phone call last night, too.
Absolutely. You know that. Thank you very much. I'll do it. Just give me the information.
I'm not going to give it to you. Sorry.
Thank you, everybody. Great speech.
I want to hear what they say.
Yes. Good.
Congratulations. Good job.
Can you sign President Roger Williams, thanks for the call.
I love Roger Williams.
Thank you.
You don't have to introduce yourself.
Thank you, sir. Mr. President.
I know you better than you do, Roger.
Thank you so much.
My great baseball player.
America
Good
is-
job. Great job you're doing.
America is back. Thank you so much,
Welcome you
Mr.
back in
President.
Pennsylvania anytime, sir.
They stood for.
Thank you all.
They stood for another country, not our country. That was phenomenal.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
That was fantastic, sir. That was
Thank you very much. Thank you.
quick selfie.
Mr. President. Good job, Mr. President. Great job. Thank you so much. Great speech, sir. Great speech. Yes, sir.
Back in
Oh, they're just like, I was saying it all. Absolutely.
Sometimes you get little gems, you know?
Oh, good. How you doing? All right?
Did you get a chance to shake his hand earlier? Do you want me to get a picture of you shaking his hand or anything? You're good.
Thank you very much.
Let's do biofilm.
Thank you, darling.
Great, sir. Thank you. I love you. Best speech on the floor ever. Yeah, it was so good.
Thank you.
So good.
Hey, you rocked it, Mr. President. We're with you. 100% crushed.
Thank you.
Really good.
Congratulations.
President. Best speech ever. Thank you so much. Fantastic.
Mr. President, that was a great speech.
That was awesome.
God bless you. It was Thank you.
Great job. Let's go. Get down to that. You get down. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's so great.
Thank you, everybody. Good job.
Thank you for mentioning God needs to help us.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Incredible. Thank you.
Great speech. Great speech.
Thanks for taking my call.
Good luck. Yeah. My man.
Thank you for standing
You
strong.
really triggered those people.
Tremendous, Mr. President. Thank
Somebody
you.
did.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the beneficial ownership ban this week. That was a good
yeah.
Thanks for mentioning farmers.
Well, we love our farmers. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Mr. President. You earned this night.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We're tired. Thank you, man.
Proud of you. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great again, brother. Thank you. Good for speech here.
I did indeed. You better believe it.
Very well done,
Good
sir.
endorsement.
President, home run.
Thank you very much.
job. You killed it.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, everybody.
You did great.
Thank you. Good job. Thank you.
Great to see you. Slam dunk.
You're doing good.
Thank you, sir. You did amazing.
Paulina.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you. Great cheese. Thank you. Love you, Mr. President. Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Look at this beautiful.
New congressman from Eastern Washington. We've never met.
Oh,
Michael
that's
Baumgartner.
good.
I was one of Mike Leach's best friends.
Oh, that's
He thinks
good.
very highly
Mike
of you.
was, he was terrific.
Tremendous.
He was a great guy.
Great
What a
speech. Great speech.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Respect what you did. You did a great job. Thank you very much.
Home run, Mr.
Yeah, right.
President. Home run. Home run.
That was a good one.
President,
Good to see you, sir. Appreciate it. Good job. Thank you very much. Looking good. Look at him.
I need to talk to you about some buildings, some public buildings.
You let me know.
I will.
Yes, sir.
Just walks away. All righty. Heck of a speech. Talking about an emotional roller coaster, from the laughs to Democrats not standing, just to the moms crying, to the making America great again. I mean, I felt like I had every single emotion there, as I'm sure many of you did. But wow, and another one for the history books for us. And man, I'm blessed to have a great community of all of you to be able to share this with, to make jokes with one another, to hold it together with one another, because I think we're all crying at some points almost. I think George was bawling his eyes out a little bit, and that was mostly because he's not able to transition anymore because Trump made it illegal. But what the hell are you doing, lady? Get off the freaking thing. What are you doing? Get down from there. She's the lady that's on Social Security. That's 360. Get out of there. Joe Biden, what the hell are you doing? What the hell's Joey doing on stage? Anywho, well, we will end our programming there. I hope you all enjoyed this fine evening of watching our most favorite president, Donald J. Trump, address Congress. We'll be back here tomorrow morning in a few hours to address all of you guys about what the hell's going on in the news. So join us tomorrow morning for our regular scheduled programming, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the Bald Brad channel. And if you enjoyed your time here, hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to join us. If you don't want to join us on YouTube, join us over at Rumble. Like I said, we have a morning podcast where we go over a bunch of different news, a lot of news in an hour, and would love for you to join us. And if you're not able to make the live, we'll catch you to the recording of it. Either way, we'd love for you to have you. With that being said, take care of one another. Pray for this country. Pray for Donald Trump's health. Pray for the country's health, folks. And we'll see you tomorrow morning here. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Everybody stop. This is important. We need the consensus as a community. I am so glad I mentioned this. Don't go anywhere. Holy Lordy. Patriots, what are we doing here? Hold on. Don't go anywhere. What are we doing? Are we checking this off or not? I would have felt bad. What are we doing here? Do we check off Epstein? We don't clear the board if we don't check off Epstein. Now, here's the case to be made. Epstein could theoretically go under Kash Patel. We've never not cleared a board before. So what are we doing? I got to see what we're going to do here. It's your guys' call. Blackout? No. The bet's saying no. I don't know. What are we doing? No, thank you guys. I appreciate it. But I need to know what you got. No, everyone's saying, okay, some people are saying no. Some people are saying, all right, I guess we don't clear this one. The first one ever. Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. The people have spoken. The people have spoken. So we're not clearing this one, unfortunately. But there'll be many more in the future. We still have about 3 or 4 of these to go. So, and I'm sure we'll have more addresses and stuff like that to play some fun bingo. Well, all right, that's it. Board not cleared. It's gone. Can't bring it up again. Well, I will see you tomorrow morning here on the Bald Brad Show. Take care, Patriots.